Well, look what just happened a couple of weeks ago. Every markets were crashing, everything going, and all of a sudden, boom, it turns around under a little bit of data. There's a thing called a plunge protection team. They go in there to jack the markets up when they're going down. Look at the debt. Here, every day, every week in the Trends Journal, we have a list. This is our 100th week of doing it, of all the major job layoffs. And as we're going on the air, just before we went on the air, GM lays off more than 1,000 salaried software and service employees. Oh, but the job numbers are up. Wait a minute. What jobs are being created? The jobs that are being created are jobs for the plantation workers of Slavelandia. The jobs are in the hospitality service sector, the low-paying healthcare sectors. The high-paying jobs aren't there. The economy's going down. It's artificially boosted up. Again, nobody talks about... again, it's a reality show. Trump comes out about, inflation went way up under Biden. Yeah, no kidding. What did you do? The interest rates went down to zero. And how many trillions were dumped in to fight the COVID war under your administration and the Biden administration? Now let's go all over the world and look at the economy in Germany. What's that, the third largest economy in the world? Oh, it's doing great, isn't it? Oh, you're on the cusp of recession? GDP declining all over the world. Oh, China. China. It's only 1.4 billion people. Their economy is going to crap. Oh, but the markets are going up. When the markets go down, then mainstream really, really knows how bad it is, even though they can feel it. They're going to do everything they can to artificially prop up the market to keep them high. This is the Trends Journal when it used to be a monthly. This is the fall of 1999. It was a quarterly, actually, back then. Now it's a weekly. .com this. Entertainment overload will short-circuit many high expectations for huge profits in internet commerce, entertainment, and a wide array of .com services. Following the holiday season, many of today's high-flying internet stocks, the hottest IPOs and newly emerging IPO wannabes, will have begun a deep descent from their overvalued heights. The markets, we said it would crash by the second quarter of 2000. It did. It marched. The same exact thing is going on with the AI. Yes, AI is the future. No question about it. They're inventing stuff just like they did with the .com. It became the .com is the reality. It became that, but it was over-invested in over-speculated markets. And then let's look at the facts. Oh, the Magnificent Seven. Isn't that nice? Oh, the Magnificent Seven. Oh, and what is the S&P 500? Owned by 3 companies. Was it BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street? 3 companies own 88% of it? Oh, it's not rigged. How dare you say that? What am I, 6 years old? Who owns look at the elections. How much money are the billionaires throwing to their favorite candidate? How much? Again, the whole thing is run by them. They're going to do everything they can to artificially prop this up so they can keep making more money, but it's going to bust at some time because the global economy, it was all artificially propped up. Stay home, close down. We will not say one word about the office building bust. Over there in San Francisco, the first state to close down California, what's the office vacancy rate? It's only 34.5%. Wait a minute, 34 empty? Vacant? Hey, how are they going to pay their loans? How about New York City? 24% vacancy rate? Did you see the building on 50th Street? Yeah. In fact, 2006, the building sold for $320 million. 3 weeks ago, it went up for auction. It sold for the grand total of $8.5 million. There's going to be an office building bust. It's going to bring back down the banks that no one is talking about. Numbers are rigged, by the way, with the inflation numbers. You go to Shadow Stats, the inflation numbers are twice what they are. They started rigging these in the 80s and 90s. The prices of housing went up, 47% since they launched the COVID war in 2020? No, but we're not putting that number in because you have rents and other things. So we're going, the price of steak went up. But people changed their diet, so now they're eating different things. So again, it's way worse than what they're saying. And again, the prices, inflation's gone, it only went, but how much have the prices gone down? How about your car insurance, huh? The people aren't getting it anymore. When you look at the real numbers, the people, again, I call us the plantation workers of Slavelandia. 1% in America owns 54% of all the equity. And then you put the 10% in, it's over 90%. So for the average person, it's a struggle every day. And again, we do the data. Everything's changed. 9 o'clock at night now, after the COVID War, restaurants stopped serving. Streets are dead. Whole different environment. Businesses are all slowing down. All of that juice that they artificially propped into the markets now is drying up. And again, you have to look at the global data. Look what's going on. Again, Germany, Japan. Oh, we were talking about the markets before. Oh, the Nikkei only had its worst day in history a couple of weeks ago. Oh, but now it's back up and inflation's going to go up. We call it dragflation. The economy is going to go down and inflation's going to go up. There's no question about the economy going down. But again, if they start their act again and start pumping more cheap money in and inventing, look, I thought things would, I made my name. The facts are there. I call it the Wall Street Journal. I call the 1987 stock market crash. I call the Asian currency, the dot-com bust. Took out the domain name, the panic of '08 in 2007. I thought things would crash in 2012. They did not teach me about zero interest rates or quantitative easing in Economics 101 or graduate school. They'll make up any crap that they want to keep the crapshoot going. It's a gambler's market. They call them investors. It's a casino. And the casino owners are going to do everything they can to keep propping it up. What's one of your top trends for 2024 from the Trends Journal? A golden year for gold. It's very simple. All right, we're talking about lowering interest rates. The lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go. This isn't rocket science. And the only reason the dollar's strong, not because of the $35 trillion debt, not because when you put the real debt in with Social Security and all the payments coming in, it's over like $300 trillion. The dollar is only strong because of the high interest rates. When the interest rates go down, the dollar goes down. And then we're seeing all the information coming out about the BRICS and how so many countries are disgusted with the United States' geopolitical and socio-economic hegemony. They've had it. Again, we called it golden year for gold. And we could see gold hitting $3,000 this year an ounce. They're going to force to do the cuts in the run up to the election. They want to juice the markets. They want to prop it up before the election. That's the way we see it. They do it all the time. And we think they're going to, again, you got Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, who's a former Fed head. I mean, they're running a show. Take a quick story. You saw the pictures when you were up here. There's a picture of me and John Connolly. John Connolly was the governor of Texas that took the bullet in the back, sitting in front of Kennedy. It was a picture of me, him, and his wife in front of the book depository, 1992. He wanted to meet me because in this book, Trend Tracking, that I wrote, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine, I had forecast a new third party, someone like Ross Perot. This is 2 weeks before the election in 92. I'm making a very long story short. As we're going back into the Anatole Hotel, he said to me, I read your book, a fine piece of work. And he said, I know your heart's in the right place. He said, well, you don't have a clue what's going on. And neither do the American people. Because if they did, there'd be a revolution in this country. This is the same John Connolly, the Democratic governor of Texas that took the bullet in the back, was the Treasury Secretary, Republican, under Richard Nixon, that took us off the gold stand. All right? That's what's going on. They'll do anything they can. Well, he saw what a fraud it was. People forget, again, I grew up during the Vietnam War. Inflation started to skyrocket because of all of the money going into the war, all the money that they were pumping into the 70s. I remember getting a 10% raise in my job, and everybody did. That's how bad inflation was. They did this to put in more cheap money because they didn't have to back it by gold, and they haven't stopped doing it. I don't believe a damn thing that these liars. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al-Qaeda. I mean, look at the garbage that they throw out there. I don't believe a word that they say. Again, and that was the other thing, too, as you know. I was the assistant to the Secretary of the New York State Senate, worked on major political campaigns, Westchester County. I've been with presidents, prime ministers, and princes. When I quit my job up in Albany, none of my friends could believe it. I said, no, I'm not going to suck my way up to get to the top. That's not my trip. My best friend, Brian Donahue, rest in peace, his wife became the lieutenant governor in the Patak. There's not a word that I believe. These are the same people I couldn't stand in high school and college that wanted to be class president, head of the student council. That's who's running this show. They're a bunch of little nobodies. And they'll lie and lie and lie and steal and cheat. Look at the lies. Look at the lies that they told us when the banksters bailed out the banks when everything went bust in 2007, 2008. Look how they lied and the trillions of dollars they dumped into JP Morgan, Citigroup, one after another without telling us anything. Was it $29 trillion? $29 trillion the Federal Reserve dumped in to the banksters, according to the Levy Institute at Bard College.